What if everything you think you are is a lie your brain tells you? Not a deliberate lie, not a cruel trick, but a necessary illusion. An illusion so convincing, so deeply woven into your thoughts, memories, and emotions that you've never once stopped to question it. You wake up in the morning with a sense of I am here. You move through your day believing there is a central you steering the ship. But what if that you, the one who thinks, feels, and decides, doesn't actually exist as you imagine? What if the self is a story and nothing more? This question is not new. Philosophers, mystics, and scientists have wrestled with it for centuries. Who am I? Am I my body, my mind, my memories? Am I a soul inhabiting a physical vessel, or am I nothing but neurons firing in complex patterns? We cling to the idea of a self because it feels natural. Without it, life might seem chaotic, meaningless, even terrifying. But here's the paradox. The very thing we think we need, a solid, separate self, might be the source of much of our confusion and suffering. In Eastern traditions, particularly in Buddhism, there is the concept of anatta, no self. It's not saying that you don't exist at all. It's saying that the you think you are fixed, permanent, unchanging, is an illusion. Modern neuroscience is beginning to echo this ancient insight. Think about it. From the moment you were born until now, your body has changed completely. Every cell in your body is replaced over time. Your personality shifts, your opinions evolve, your memories fade and distort. If the self were truly fixed, unchanging, and permanent, where is it? Why can't we find it? Some scientists propose that the self is a construct, the brain's best guess at making sense of the endless stream of experiences it receives. The brain organizes sensations, emotions, and memories into a coherent narrative. And in that narrative, there's a main character, you. But just like the hero in a novel, this character doesn't exist outside the story. Imagine you're reading a book. The protagonist seems real. They have dreams, fears, relationships. You feel for them. But when you close the book, you realize they are only ink on paper, brought to life in your mind. The you believe in might be just like that, a pattern of activity in the brain, a mental construct that vanishes when you stop identifying with it. And here's where it gets interesting. The fact that the self might be an illusion doesn't mean you vanish into nothing. It means you are not limited to the character you've been playing. Behind the story of me is something more vast, more mysterious, and possibly more real than anything you've been told. The science of the illusion. Neuroscientific studies point to specific brain networks, especially the default mode network, that light up when we think about ourselves, remember our past, or imagine our future. This network gives us a sense of continuity, a thread that links our experiences into a single narrative. But in states like deep meditation, psychedelic experiences, or moments of flow, this network quiets down. and people often report a loss of the feeling of being a separate self. Instead, they describe a sense of unity, timelessness, and openness. This isn't just abstract philosophy. In experiments, when the sense of self fades, so does the feeling of being trapped by personal problems. Fear diminishes, compassion increases, life feels lighter. The illusion of the self can be useful for navigating daily life, but when we cling to it too tightly, it becomes a prison. The spiritual mirror. Long before fMRI machines, mystics across cultures were pointing to this truth. Zen masters ask students to find the I that thinks. Yogis dissolve their ego in meditation and speak of union with all existence. Sufi poets like Rumi wrote about the death of the self as the birth of true love. All these traditions agree on one thing: the self is not what we think it is. It's not the owner of experience, but part of experience itself, arising and passing away like everything else. When you realize this, you stop trying to defend a fragile identity and you start living from a deeper place. The fear of no self. Hearing that the self might be an illusion can be unsettling. You might wonder, if there's no self, who is living my life? Who is listening to these words right now? The mind wants a clear, solid answer, but maybe the answer is that there's no who at all, only life happening. Consider the waves on the ocean. Each wave appears unique. It has its own shape, its own movement, its own lifespan, but it's never separate from the ocean. The self is like a wave, a temporary form in the vastness of awareness. When the wave fades, the ocean remains. Practical inquiry. You don't have to take anyone's word for this. You can test it yourself. Right now, turn your attention inward and ask, where is the self? Is it in your thoughts, your sensations, your memories? Notice how each of these changes moment to moment. The self you thought was permanent reveals itself as a constantly shifting process. The more you look, the more you find that there's no fixed point, no solid center. And strangely, this realization is liberating. If there's no permanent self, there's nothing to protect, nothing to defend. You can respond to life more openly, more creatively, more compassionately. So here's my question for you. Do you believe the self is real, a solid, unchanging essence? Or do you think it's the brain's greatest illusion? What happens to your life if you stop identifying with the story of me? Share your thoughts in the comments. Let's explore this mystery together. Whether you see the self as real or illusory, the investigation itself can change everything. It shifts you from living on autopilot to living with awareness. It loosens the grip of fear, of comparison, of the endless chase to be someone. And maybe, just maybe, you'll discover that you are not the character in the story, you are the screen on which the story appears. You are not the passing clouds, you are the open sky. You are not the voice in your head, you are the silence that hears it. When the illusion of self fades, life doesn't end. It begins in a new way, lighter, freer, more connected. The game continues, but you play it knowing it's a game, and that changes everything. If this journey has sparked something inside you, subscribe to my newsletter. Together, we'll keep peeling back the layers of illusion, not to destroy who you are, but to reveal the boundless truth of what you've always been.